Howdy! How's all my friends out there in YouTube land? Brenda is going to do some wood burning. One of the nice ladies that attends my weekly live streams on Monday night had asked if I could do a turtle would burn a turtle on a plaque in remembrance of her grandchild, and I told her that I thought that I could probably do that. So I have kind of roughed out a little turtle here, and I've got a blown up picture of it that shows a little bit more detail that I can put in here on this turtle. And I've been heating up my, we'll test it out here on the back a little bit, and she is not hot, and I don't know why not. Let me make sure I got her plugged in. Yep, she's plugged in. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, so we'll give her a couple more minutes here. Let it get good and hot, because it don't do no good to try to draw with one that isn't hot. And you'll notice the blade that I've got in it. This is a calligraphy type blade that's in, and I like this because you can turn it in so many different angles in order to get into the design, especially when you're working on something small and intricate. And yep, she's starting to heat up a little bit now. See it leaving a little bit of mark there in the wood. And I put in some lines up here on the top of it to indicate that the turtle is swimming in the water. So we'll just come in here a little bit, rough these lines out some. And I'm not really pressing down much on that knife. I'm just letting the heat from it do its thing. Sliding it along. You don't want to leave the knife in one spot. You want to keep dragging it. Let it get its design poked in there without burning a hole through your wood. Because remember, that knife is hot. You don't want to be touching it with your hands. It will brand you. We just keep roughing in some lines here. Make that turtle look like he's down in the ocean swimming around. I think I'll just come right in here under his chin to start off with. Put a little line there underneath his chest, and then we'll do a little foot over here on this side. I like to be able to turn the piece so that I can get into all the little tiny spots on it. Now he's got some like little scale things going on over here on his foot. So we'll kind of ease them in there a little bit. Then he's got this leg coming out of that from his shell. So we'll put this one in. Leg or flipper or whatever you want to call it on these sea turtles. He's got these little scale-like marks on his leg. We'll put them little marks in there for him. And we'll come over here and put this little line in that goes underneath the shell. The belly of the shell. And then we'll come back up here to his head. He's got a little mouth going there. We'll give him a little little lip. Come up there on his nose. Come around top of his head. Okay, now let's take a little look here. He's got a little line there for his nose portion. And there's a little line that comes down here like this. He's got an eyeball up here. Burn his eye into the wood. Then he's got a little design here on the back of his head. I guess that would indicate where a turtle would have hair if they had like a mammal type head, wouldn't it? Okay, now we've got to do this shell part up here. So we'll come around. We'll do this part of the shell. And the way my bigger plaque or bigger piece of paper over here shows it, bigger pattern, shows it coming in like this. And then this part of his shell has a design on it. If you've ever noticed, if you ever look at a turtle, every one is different. The patterns on them are all different. No two are alike. Then he's got a tail back here. That helps him when he swims, changing direction and stuff. So burn a little place for his tail back here. And he's got some little scale-like marks there on his tail. Turtles don't have scales, but they do have marks on them. And let's see, we'll come up here a little bit, put a little mark there. According to the pattern that I got over here, it's got a little bit of mark there to define him. Then up here, he's got a little shading going on this leg. Put some shading in there. He's got some shading going on up here on this leg, so we'll define that a little bit. A little bit more up in here. There's a little shading going on here underneath the shell on his back. This line in here should be just a little bit darker, so we'll darken that up just a touch. Be a little more up in here. There should be a little bit of shading here on the shell. On the back. Maybe a little more right in here on the tail. And he's looking pretty doggone good. I'm going to put just a few more little lines down here. Checking my thermostat and make sure that I didn't hit it and knock it. Then we may come in here a little bit with some seaweed. I think I got a little carbon on my blade. I'm going to get a little piece of felt. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, we'll come here on the back of it just a little bit. Knock a little carbon off the blade. There we go. Some happy little seaweeds. Making a nice little environment for our turtle. There we go. He's looking pretty happy. Now, we got him all burned in. The next thing I do while my knife is hot is I burn in a little design here on the back with my initials. Because you should always sign your work. And you should always date your work. Okay. There we go with the signature. And you see it's got a little hanger on it so that she can hang that on the wall. Now we're going to make sure that we unplug the wood burner. And we put the wood burner in the stand, point up, because it is hot. We want to make sure that the point of it is not up against nothing, so it's not going to burn anything. And let it cool down. Now, I've got some penetrating stain here. This is by Minwax. You can get it at any place they sell paint. I got it at the Walmart. Up to the Walmart, as I say, and all the folks seem to get tickled with that. This one happens to be called Golden Pecan. And I'm not going to paint this piece. I think that this should be a nice, natural, stained piece because of being in the memory of her grandchild. A little stain on there, make it pretty. Now, I'm going to stain the edges of it too. This little basswood plaque, it's laminated. See there on the edge of it, it's got three layers of basswood laminated together. I'm going to make this little plaque. These pretty nice little plaques. I get them from Factory Direct if you're looking for a source. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stain the back of it because it is not that big of a deal to do that. Just a few licks on the back of it. We'll stain it up nice, make it look like a totally finished piece here. One coat will do nicely on that. Stained it up and made it look really, really pretty. Let's move this thing out of the way before it gets up against something. There we go. Now, there it is all stained. We will let that dry. When that is all dry, we'll put a coat of sealer on it. I use gloss sealer, and seal that all up real nice and pretty. And then I'll be sending that out to the lady that asked me to do that for no charge. Tracy, this is for you, honey. I hope you like it. In memory of your grandchild. Pretty little turtle there swimming in the sea. So with that, I will remind everybody that I have a challenge going on. You need to get your cards made. That's all I ask is you make a card. It doesn't have to be a holiday card. It can be, I don't know, have a nice day card. I think you're a crazy person card. I don't care. Just send me a card. The address is in the description of this video. Get it in here before next Monday. Before Monday, December the 11th. Because I'm having a drawing for a Surebonder glue gun. And everybody that gets in on this, I will put your name in the hat there for the drawing for the Surebonder glue gun. And it'll be December the 11th, December the 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern time here on the live Brenda G show. And don't tell me that I've already got a glue gun, because you know what? The day after that drawing, your glue gun's probably going to die. And you're going to wish you got in on that drawing. So everybody needs to get a card in here and get your name in the hat for the drawing. Seems like there's something else that I need to tell you about that, but I can't think. Oh, put your name and address in with the card so that I know who, who sent it, and I can put your name in the drawing. So with that being said, I think that this episode has come to a conclusion. Just remember, Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.